No. Okay, wow. GMs never stop. Although this guy's 2396 from Germany. Let's go. BK Chess, thank you for joining. Let's go with a Von Hennig. Let's go. Von Hennig Gambit on the board against the GM entitled Tuesday. Love this line. Bishop G4. Oh my goodness. Ah, one of my favorite tricks. One of my favorite tricks. Take, and that would be mate. That would be mate. If E6, I can take the bishop. Bishop E6 is forced. Bishop H5, I can still take the bishop. I can't believe it fell for that one. A GM just fell for this trick. Bishop E6 is still playable. I mean, it's not completely lost, but that is a nice one. I mean, Bishop E6 is the only move that doesn't lose a piece if you're black here. Bishop F5 is better. Bishop F5 is better, but we still have a lot of prep there with Knight G5 going after all this. E6 is a little bit suspicious because you cut this bishop out of the game and it gives some very aggressive ideas along this diagonal if this bishop is out of the game and this one is uncontested. But Bishop G4, yeah, would be a good idea if you could play that and E6 at the same time, but you can't. Okay, Bishop E6. Yeah, it's kind of ugly. Alright, we're still actually down a pawn, but we have various options here. Alright, alright. I'm considering even just Knight F3. I kind of like it. I mean, the knight should go there, kind of, right? I think it's interesting. G6, knight G5 is what I'm looking at. I don't want to let them... So they're going to run away here. So knight G5, E5, knight E6. It's a nice square, but it might not do anything. Okay, maybe just rook E1, right? Queen E2? H5, E5, knight E6. It is a nice square, though. Am I sure it doesn't do anything? It's such a nice square. Let's go here. Queen 5. Queen C7. Now knight G5 was kind of what I wanted. E5, knight E6, queen F5. Yeah, knight G5. I didn't have to play this aggressive. I think I could have like played more solidly with the move like queen E2 last turn. Just stop E5. And it's just so ugly for them. Like I think that pawn is toast. But I'm going for it big time, trying to slip a knight in here. E5, not knight E6 because it's just queen D6, but E5 I'm going to take it. Queen takes E5 and bishop F4. So they do this. But this has to be bad. Just bishop F4. I mean, they survive somewhat. E5. Kind of didn't even see that. Takes knight E5. No, but that's just not good, right? Although they do survive in the sense that they're able to force a trade. Queens. They probably are going to trade queens and go knight D5. No? I guess I have check. I have your rook E1, which could just be a ton of compensation in the endgame, or queen E2. Check, take my knight. I think this is good. So they're going to check and take, right? Now, I was going to go queen E5 at the end, so there's still no castles long, because that would be mate. That's kind of my point. So they do this. What's happening here? Knight E6, knight C7? Seems like not what I want to go for. Let's just bring this back. into the game. The knight here is just so good. It's just stopping castling in the sense that I'll win in exchange. So, a little desperate, I think. Now we've got this e-file. We got everything cooking now. This is exactly what I wanted. We've torn this all open onto their king. I'm happy about that. If I have knight e6 or rook e1. But knight e... Oh wait, no, they have queen e7. What to do? Let's go here. Knight takes, and that would hang, right? Queen b6, trade. Just go back. Oh, knight d6 check. What am I doing? Just have so little time now. Why didn't I see knight d6 before? We're still winning. Take g4, I take f6, right? So this and queen h5. So they're gonna castle probably. No. They have an e7. They don't lose. No, they do lose. I have queen h8. Yes. Got him, got him. Got him. Wow, what a game. Alright, well, it's still going. On d8. Yeah. Well, not quite. Yes, quite. I just need to open up the bishop's control there, playing g6. Okay, yeah. Ooh, we got him with the Von Hennig. We got a GM with the Von Hennig. Let's go. Good luck. Yes, I will send that to you. Yes, let me respond to you on Discord after the stream, for sure. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yes. Okay, good game. Wow. Well, we got a GM with the oldest trick in the book. I mean, no shame in it, though, because it's kind of like a lot of people fall for this. But yeah, so with the Von Hennig Gambit, so we play bishop c4, taking advantage of this diagonal, play knight f6, f3, so we get this trade. And so, yeah, so as I was saying here, bishop f5 is the best move, although there's still some tricky tricks here with knight f7 being threatened here. And so bishop g6 must be played, and there's this fun sacrifice. So lots of fun stuff that you can check out on my channel. And e6 also, I have a lot of nice attacking wins with this, with the queen coming around here. And if they lock their bishop out, right? So playing e6 locks their bishop out, and this diagonal is really strong. So in the game, my opponent plays bishop g4 and knight e5. Bishop takes f7 is also playable. Both these moves are about equally good. That picks up a pawn, and so white is now even on material, except, you know, with quite the advantage there with the king unable to move. But knight e5 is just such a nice move. How could you resist? Take the queen, take the king. And bishop h5 doesn't help. Take the bishop. Still gonna checkmate you. So e6, that's also loses the bishop. So bishop e6 only move takes and castles. So advantage here is about +1, even though white is technically down a pawn if you just count them, but that's just such a terrible pawn to be up. It's also blocking your bishop, and black's king is weak. So knight d7, I play here this interesting move, knight f3. Not really wanting to go d takes e5 too much. And also, like, I'm just playing against their most obvious idea, right? Like, I'm always thinking, like, what's the most obvious move for black, and I'm just trying to stop that, right? So g6, I want to make sure I have an answer for that, and I do, which is the knight coming here, which would otherwise win that bishop. So knight f3, queen b6 played here, so they're trying to escape that way. So I'm also trying to stop that. What's the most obvious? It's castles long. Okay, I played knight a4 first. I'm playing against this idea. Queen c7. Now here comes knight g5, so I'm trying to get in that way. So queen d6 to defend the pawn, bishop f4, and e5. So e5, but I'm happy to make that, so I wouldn't be happy to make that trade, like, if their king were safe and sound, because that's like the doubled pawn. Now they'd truly be up a pawn, but Their king is not safe and sound, they don't have the development yet, and I'm going to continue to come after them on these files, which is why you see the +2 advantage here for white. So here's this pin. The only way to not lose a piece if you're black is to check and grab that knight. They don't even want to do that, though, because they can't castle this way. It's just such a disaster. Like, they just can't... It's just so much pressure down every single file. Immediate threats include knight coming to c7. So in the game, knight g4. So looking at like native 2 stuff or something. I just played knight c3. I mean, the pressure here is not going away. I could go for knight e6, takes, and then try and grab that rook. But why would I? I play knight c3, and I have all the same threats in the position without losing the knight. And now I have this knight back in the game. So opponent plays e5 or else just knight e6 was just so killer. So e5 just anything, desperately trying to get that bishop out. But now the e and d files are open. So here come my rooks into the game. Rook d1. They were dead before. Queen c5. And I'm very proud of this move also because I was running really low on time. I go down from 28 to 15 seconds. That's almost half my time. And my opponent has plenty of time here as well. But knight c4. So that's a nasty move. Threatening the queen. If they take it, knight takes, hitting the queen. And that knight is falling. Its friend is not there to protect it anymore. And again, these files are just going to torch this king. So knight c4, queen e7, had to keep that on the board. Knight takes f6 is the best way to do it because that knight needs to come back. It's going to die and then just take here and torching files. But that's not what happened. I played just bishop back, just keeping the pressure. I was trying to do something quick. I just didn't want to lose the bishop. h5, so here comes h5, h4, I'm kind of protecting this a little bit. I missed knight d6, I realized that after I played h3, and now I go for knight d6, which pretty much forces queen takes d6, because otherwise the king is stepping onto that, which is very bad. I can even pick up the queen immediately. So it takes, and here I'm really just up a queen, so I just saved my bishop. Rook h5, which isn't a great choice. Knight h6, at least they have here a knight and a rook for the queen, right? But okay, it's just they have no compensation. They have really the opposite of compensation. And the knight on e6, just love the knight on e6. Something about the Von Hennig gets knights to e6, and they are killer. They stop castling in all directions. They make threats all over. They're brutal. So rook h5, that's not a great trade for black though, because bishop takes h4. You cannot take this because bishop f6, and you would lose that rook. So bishop h4, rook g6 was played. g5, I'm trying to get queen h5, although I missed here queen d3. Gotta look at all the unprotected things. Just gotta take stock in general. Unprotected, unprotected, so you find these tactics. But okay, I was low on time. g5, I'm looking at bring my queen there. And yeah, knight there wasn't the best choice. I was saying he's probably going to castle. He's probably going to castle, give that up to try to get the rook to h8. So at least to have some sort of compensation here. Maybe queen e4, but some sort of compensation here. I got to be careful because my king doesn't always have the g1 square. So I got to be careful, though I'm up a ton of material. But they didn't even do that, so knight moves, now queen h5, and black just going to lose here. Knight e7, protecting the rook, but check and take the rook. And then we win this one. G6 was a nice way to end it, though, looking at rook d8. I played c5. I tried to crack open that file. G6, they take that pawn, but I had a secret idea with g6, which was opening that. Pawn's not in the way, and we checkmated him like so. Subscribe. That goes on YouTube. We're rolling in Title Tuesday. I actually